2 episodes in a row. Who would have thought that? That's consistency for that ass.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time
2
until
in a row, bud.
Jerk off, shut down mentally, and decide to do something else.
Oh, yeah.
Too real.
That's definitely facts.
Factual Fiction, episode 2, Infinity 2.
Infinity
back
2.
in this bitch again for a second week in a row. There's
2 in a row, bro.
Listen, guys.
Consistency, bud.
There's so much going on this week. I can't even wrap my head around it.
I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you.
Information overload.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
There's music dropping.
Oh, my God.
There's politics, and there is Kanye to the West. Coming out here.
Or as I like to call him now, Kanye West.
With extremely fire tweets, offending everybody,
pissing
everybody off.
So is that where we're going to start? Or
fuck it, let's start with Kanye. I think that's
oh, my God. Fucking Kanye, man.
Are we mad at Kanye?
Are we mad?
Are we mad at Kanye?
I'm upset at Kanye the person. I'm a little upset. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little upset because he don't call. You know, the door has been open to speak about all these things that he's speaking about forever now, and he just decides to come out and do all this bullshit when it's promo time.
Oh yeah, because Kanye's trying to sell something. I mean, and so you're upset with the timing?
Yeah, I understand the strategy. I understand the businessman aspect of it. But I don't know. At this point, it kind of seems like he pimped the struggle and he's on the other side playing for the other team.
Oh,
almost.
Of course.
You know.
I feel like Kanye West has always been about the bread. And lots of people like to pretend that Kanye hasn't been Kanye for a long time. Yeah. People don't notice that, you know, Kanye is Kanye until Kanye does something that they don't like.
And I think the worst part is that we made him that. The consumer made him that.
Yep. And now we're upset.
We gave him that power.
Because Kanye is just a product of his environment. When Kanye spends years and years around rich motherfuckers, what do you think is going to happen to Kanye?
Oh, yes. And then another great friend of mine brought up a valid point to me. He, you know, the people that fell in love with, I want that old Kanye, straight from the soul Kanye, that late registration. Right. And all that shit was Consequence and Rhyme Fest.
Yep.
I mean, and I couldn't refute that. I was like, whoa.
And then you don't want Kanye West to evolve. Kanye West has historically been rapping about shit that he's been experiencing. Look at his last couple albums.
Yeah, which I can't be mad at. I'm not mad at that.
And now Kanye he's not with the people. How can he be for the people if he hasn't been with the people in a long time? Yeah. Kanye is out of touch, and I don't necessarily blame him for that. Do you expect Kanye West to still be in the hood rapping about hood shit? And Kanye's in high fashion in meetings with executives trying to make big moves? No, of course Kanye he's gonna have a mentality switch, and now you niggas are upset with Kanye? No, I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I can't understand, obviously, from a black person's perspective, because I'm not black, so I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I could speak for those people. But just as a fan and watching how all this goes, I mean, you're coming off of remember way back, what was it, when Yeezus was coming out? He did that interview with the Breakfast Club, and it was basically him versus the fashion industry.
They killed him.
He was all, you know what I mean? And then now he knew this time, crazy, the whole shit with Charlemagne. He knew this time, instead of doing that and sounding crazy on the Sway or a Breakfast Club, he pulled Charlemagne for himself to have an ally. Yeah. They went and had a meeting at Kanye's office. We all saw the pictures.
He was texting Ebro, texting all kind of people, posting the conversations online. Oh, this is all strategic. Unless we forget, Kanye West is always controversial when there's something to be sold. You people have the misconception that Kanye West is your friend, your buddy, your supporter.
There we go.
That's a problem.
Get in that bag.
That's a problem. That bothers me, man, because I see lots of people on Facebook and just on social media in general upset at Kanye, like Kanye's beliefs are a reflection of your own. And this is what bothers me about you motherfucking scumbags.
Boy.
It just irritates me because you claim to care about Kanye West so much, but as soon as this man changes his mind, we're turning our back on Kanye.
Throw him out.
But we still want to buy his music. We still want to buy his music. I'm
not buying his album. I'm not. You know why? Because I know what he does with that money.
Yeah.
I'm not buying that.
That's what blows my mind. Worst of all is you have people who act mad at Kanye but choose to support his music, and you are the fucking problem. Because if you don't have the willpower to even deny your urge to listen to his music for what you believe in, You pussy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna stream it, but it'll probably be streamed on your phone.
But you're not out here talking about like, oh, Kanye is canceled, his black card is revoked. Kanye out here cooling Uncle Tommy for Donald Trump. You know what I mean?
And it's because I don't know. I'm not perfect, but I just choose to see it through two different lenses.
Right.
There's Kanye the person.
Right.
And then there's Kanye the musician. And some people say that they are one and the same because they use the whole art imitates life.
Right, they're definitely connected.
They are connected.
Right.
But I'm saying when you have a conversation about it, you have to be willing to split the two, because we live in a world now where politics and everything is all in one, where it's a melting pot. I remember when talking about where you stood on politics was taboo.
Yeah, like nobody used to. It was rude back in the day.
Yeah,
and that's the thing is you have identity politics in music where your favorite rappers' views have to align with yours for you to see them as good, and that's fucking goofy. That's silly.
Super
Kanye
goofy.
West can believe whatever the hell he wants, and you people prove it by purchasing his music. Kanye West could say hell Hitler, but if he drops a fire album with fire ass beats, which he's gonna do, actually like 4 or 5 of them that he's producing, and I bet you uppity bougie face ass niggas are gonna still listen to it, and then proceed to go and demonize the same nigga whose music you're supporting day in and day out.
And if you want to bring it, that same point that you're making, if you want to bring it to a place where maybe the younger generation will understand, somebody like this Teriyaki 69 dude, this motherfucker clearly had like alleged like rape allegations and all these things, but the music was fire, so we let it rot. And like, what?
Just let Kanye be Kanye. I just don't understand why we're personally hurt by what Kanye West does. We put too much importance on celebrity ideals. This man Kanye has not done a Kanye. He tweeted Obama was in office 8 years and didn't do anything for Chicago. Nigga, what did you do for Chicago?
Exactly. What did you do?
What did you do?
And then did you see fucking Sci-Hi the Prince, bro? You lost major cool points. You know what
though? I don't blame them all because they're supporting the homie, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to support the homie. They're trying to be understanding.
He's loyal to the squad. I can't be mad at that.
Of course, because they're friends.
Did you see what he said though? Just so we can clarify.
Clarify for the people and for me who hasn't heard it.
Sci-Hi the Prince tweeted out somewhere around 3 in the morning, which was odd to me to be tweeting at 3 in the morning. Start quotes. Y'all do know Martin Luther King Jr. was a registered Republican, right? End quote.
Even that's goofy. Why does it matter what political party anybody belongs to? And also, we gotta acknowledge the fact.
And the people that chose to get engaged in that argument were refusing to look
3 in the morning. By the way,
refusing to look at the fact that we're in a completely different political climate than we were.
Parties have switched right around the civil rights era. Lest we forget.
I just don't understand the whole this whole groupthink shit where the people just assume Democrats are for broke people and Republicans are for rich people. I mean, I get it if you want to be like simple. Right. But I'm going to be honest, I don't really know shit. I don't know.
See, here's my problem. It's just the fact that we assume that anybody with more money than us is for anybody but themselves.
Exactly.
That's the goofy shit right here. Is you look at these celebrities and you really convince yourselves that these people care for you, when in fact you don't even care about them, when they don't align with your viewpoints. So why should these motherfuckers actually give a fuck about your issues? You know what you need to worry about instead of what this celebrity can do for you? You need to worry about what you can do for yourself. People get pissed off because their kids
they're waiting with their hand like this.
Exactly.
Not realizing they could use that hand and go to work.
This shit infuriates me because I look at parents. Parents are getting pissed at Lil Pump, all these rappers for influencing their kids.
Talk that parent shit.
Why the fuck does your kids think that these rappers are cooler than you? Why do your kids look first to the music, to the celebrities, before they look to you for guidance? It's because your values are all the way fucked up. And you know your values are weak. You never taught your kids shit. So your kids have to go elsewhere to look for the values. And now you're pissed off because the people who were raising your kids in your place have failed you. No, nigga, you failed yourself. Raise your goddamn kids better and teach them not to look to celebrities and fucking politicians for their views on the world, you goofy asses.
Talk that who raised these dudes shit.
It just bothers me, man. And then,
no, I feel you though. You know, because I on some level, I feel like I don't want to say most parents because I don't want to seem like I'm
of course,
generalizing. But I think majority of them don't understand the power of influence. They're like aware of it, you know, because it was the same with us.
Okay.
Like, I know when I was listening to 50 Cent talking about, yeah, you can find me in the club, bottle full of, and I'm in fucking elementary school.
And our parents aren't paying attention. They're not paying attention to the shit we're listening to.
Yeah. And, you know, so I don't know. But again, everything starts in the home.
In the home. That's right.
That's everything that's instilled in us as people, and just how we view the world starts at home.
Exactly.
Yeah, you get outside influences from like school systems and things like that. Excuse me. Where, you know, them influences you can't control because, you know,
of course
that goes all the way into socioeconomics and all that shit. You know, that's not really what I wanted to get into. Just, you know, further reiterate your point.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Just part of me just feels like this is his little promotional ploy. I don't even know where he stands, and part of me wants to wait until he did that interview with Charlemagne. Part of me wants to wait and withhold craziness till this comes out to try to understand him.
Even then, beyond our capacity.
But am I giving him too much? Am I giving him too much leeway? Just like people.
Yeah. I think beyond our capacity as podcast niggas, right? I think we as a people, and I am guilty of this as well, when we get caught up in these issues, of course, beyond our capacity as podcast niggas who could potentially be sponsored by Tide Pod.
Yeah.
Tide Pods.
Tide Pod.
Yeah.
Send that bread through.
Beyond our capacity as podcast niggas, we need to ask ourselves as people, why do we care so much what these celebrities think and do? We obsess about it. We think about it on a daily basis. And
I did for a long time.
The real answer is because it makes us feel better about ourselves.
That's what made Joe Budden so important to me.
Yep. If this
I really like identified with him on a level that I don't even really want to go into, you know, and so I'm guilty of that. But I guess with age and understanding, it was
right. You can step back.
You're able to separate the two and understand. Like, yeah, they were trying to give me pieces, but that don't have to identify me.
See,
you know what I mean?
And I'm not even bothered that people are fans of people, but when this person does something and you are upset, where it literally disturbs your life, and you take hours of your day to take to social media and speak a piece that has nothing to do with you and any consequence in your life whatsoever, that's when you start to fuck up. That's when you start to look silly, goofy, and not only that, you start to look like a hypocrite.
And that's one of the biggest things, you're right, that bothers me, is that people will be more passionate about some other celebrity guy than what they're passionate about themselves.
You care more about what Kanye West is doing with his life than you do about furthering yourself as a person, human being.
That's crazy, bro.
It's crazy. It's crazy, but we want to live vicariously through them. That's the problem. Yep. It's because you're too weak to take charge in your own life.
That vicarious
so you want to
shit.
take charge in somebody else's life and try to dictate this celebrity whom actually went out and chased their dreams and manifested some shit into their life. Meanwhile, your stupid ass is at home eating wheat thins, watching anime, myself,
just
tweeting about what this nigga's doing.
Just jerked off for the 7th time in a row.
Facts.
Twitter fingers turned to sticky fingers real quick.
That's why you're upset. It's like your girl, when you're dating a girl and you have mad things to do, and all she has to do is sit at home and worry about what the fuck you're doing all day, so she's acting crazy, texting you all the time. You are that girl. You need to get some more shit to do. You need to get some hobbies. You need a fucking sweater, nigga, instead of tweeting about Kanye West.
Exactly. You need you're bringing me to a great point.
Right.
Is that people need to understand that influence can be abused.
Yes, 100%.
And that we need to look at influence as a source of inspiration for ourselves and what we can do
too.
You know, and it is, but just like anything, it feels good to smoke cigarettes.
Right.
But it ain't good for you.
Exactly.
You know, so we all I think we all need some sort of balance. We can't.
Of course, yeah.
Because you know how it goes. You know how this. I say this probably 5 times a day to myself and whoever's around me. A comparative mind is the first sign of depression. So if you're always comparing yourself, oh, I'm never going to be like this guy, and you're ignoring all these steps, you're ignoring the whole process. And that's what we always say to each other all the time: is you got to love the process.
Exactly.
All you're doing, like you said, all you're doing is looking at the end result fought and not realizing all these hurdles and bridges and all these things that this person has gone through to get what they have. Because you just look at the finish line. You're looking at the finish line. They got their arms up. Yeah.
People start thinking the goal is the process, and that's really, really goofy. You don't know the nights Kanye West went through to get what he has. And this is not me defending Kanye West ideologies. I don't give a fuck what Kanye West ideologies are. If he puts out fire music, I'ma listen to it. And if Kanye does do some shit that eventually makes me go, I don't want to listen to Kanye West music, I'm gonna stop listening to Kanye West music. And if I choose not to stop listening to Kanye West music, I'm certainly not gonna tweet about Kanye West, how mad I am about him, and be a fucking hypocrite on social media.
All you're doing is validating what he's saying, whether you're speaking for or against him,
while taking no action to remedy
while doing nothing.
Take money out of Kanye's pocket if you really are upset at Kanye. But no, you can't even do that. You can't even resist the album. How are you gonna be Kanye and even be mildly successful when you can't even not listen to some new music?
And that's what's crazy.
Trash.
Going into this,
Yeezy's ugly as shit anyway. My bad.
Oh my god. going into this album though, I have a feeling that if this album doesn't do so well and it's not received well, similar to how when Yeezus first came out, you know, had a lukewarm reception,
right.
And then he went right in that bag of, oh, it's just it's ahead of its time. It's just one of those things you won't understand until 10 years from now. And once you use that more than once, it begins to sound like an excuse.
You remember how much this is another thing. These are the warning signs. Remember how Kanye tried to pimp the struggle for Yeezus? He had tried to talk about how he was being marginalized in the fashion industry and tried to weaponize racism all of a sudden to sell albums.
Never forget, huh?
And to sell $100 t-shirts. Lest you niggas forget, Kanye has been like this. But you've been so blinded by beats and fire albums that we fail to realize, because Kanye West seemed to agree with us then, it was struggle rap. It was the black struggle. We're being marginalized. You niggas like that, so you were blind to all the bullshit. But as soon as Kanye wear Make America Great hat again,
oh my god,
everybody seems to notice all of Kanye West.
Shout out Macy Gray.
Hey,
I just seen a picture of Macy Gray today that had a Make Kanye Great Again hat. That was fire.
I think
shout out to her.
At the end of the day, how I feel about the situation is Kanye West is gonna do Kanye West. I'm proud of Kanye. Kanye is doing his thing. Kanye is going to do Kanye regardless of how much you bitch ass niggas on the internet complain.
Yeah, and let me state that. When we talk about things like this, we're just doing it for the sake of discussion. We're not, I support Kanye. I might not support all the things that he does and all the things that comes out of his mouth, but he going back to influence, he has moments in my life where I remember listening to this, and it got me through certain times. So I'm not just gonna throw the whole him away.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just because
throw the whole away.
It's crazy. But that don't mean I have to agree with everything that comes out of his mouth. It's okay to disagree with your idols, people.
That's a great point.
It's okay.
People fail to realize that just because you like something about a person, that means you have to align yourself with everything.
And that goes back to what we talked about last week. And they want us to be red and blue. No one's happy with the middle.
It's far more complicated than that.
It is.
Let's tackle Kanye West.
Expound upon that, my brother.
Because that's a great moment right there. Look, Kanye West says he loves Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump. Nigga's hilarious. He's entertaining. Do I agree with most of what...
As an entertainer, I love him. Yeah. Yes.
Do I agree with most of what he does as president? No. Did Kanye ever say that he agreed with most of what Trump did as president? No. But you niggas want to play identity politics, and just because
you're playing the game they want you to.
Exactly.
And you're fucking losing.
You're dividing yourselves. And nobody ever said that Kanye agrees with all of Trump's policies. He doesn't have to. He can like certain aspects of them. It's called nuance and not like others.
There we go.
I can like Kanye's music and not agree with Kanye's personal philosophy.
There's a reason why we have separation of church and state. Yeah. I don't see why we can't do that with things like this.
People, we feel the need to throw the baby out with the bathtub. Throw the whole away.
Yeah, the baby with the bathwater. Perfect. Boy, you see that shit?
We don't need to throw the whole away. You guys are wilding. this is just a sign that you are way too invested in something that has nothing to do with you guys. It's just music, man. It's not that deep. Listen to the music and let Kanye do Kanye. But you're trying to ruin this man's career just because he switched up a little bit.
Let's be clear. All that you're saying is not going to stop me from getting these jokes off. I'm still going to call him Kanye
West. Let's be clear. I do all the shit I'm talking. This is why it makes me so upset.
No, but that's what I wanted to say initially. Was we're doing this for the sake of conversation.
Exactly, because we're guilty of all this. By the way,
let's make that clear.
It upsets me the most because I see in other people and in the world at large what I've seen in myself. That's why it bothers me. I can never let myself get upset at another nigga for some stuff I haven't accepted that I do for my own. I'd be a hypocrite. I do everything that I get upset about. I mean, I can't.
That came from therapy. You can't be mad that somebody is doing something that you're not willing to do for yourself.
Exactly.
You have to be for self. You have to.
We're just not honest with ourselves, man. People don't want to be honest and admit. People don't want to ask themselves why we care so much, because it would force us to face the harsh reality of our existence, that we care about other people's success, like you said earlier, more than we do about our own. And we failed ourselves.
Sad, bro. That's sad. And I was in that place for a long time, and I still catch myself in that place.
There all the time.
Every now and then I'll catch man. But then I have those little days where it's a wake up call. Like, you know what? I have my own shit. I have shit I stand for. I have my own way of thinking, and is. Once you assert yourself, I think that gives you a sense of confidence. When you know where you stand on certain things, and not even like knowing where you stand, because you're always still open to different ideas. You're always open minded, and I always invite somebody to change my mind.
Of course, as you should.
Always invite somebody to change my mind, but You're almost depriving yourself of that beauty in life if you just decide to just identify with everything that spills out of somebody's mouth.
You're not taking time to think and form your own thoughts.
You're not choosing for self. You're just consuming from somebody else.
Niggas need at least 2 hours of silence a day. I feel like it's crucial, and not when you're sleeping. You need at least 2 hours of conscious silence.
Can you just expound upon that a little bit, just so people understand?
I just feel like we live in a society, right, with social media where more so than ever, you're constantly being bombarded. I just fucking spazzed out for a second.
Bombarded.
You're constantly being bombarded by information. We're constantly giving ourselves information. You're constantly listening to something. You're listening to this right now. The two of you.
all two of you that's out there.
But we're constantly taking in information, and we never take time to sit and just think, what do we think? How do we feel about ourselves? Being mindful about your day, about how you feel. Take a deep breath in silence. Look at your skin. Look at yourself. Look at your posture. Are you sitting up straight? What have you been thinking about today? How do you feel? We block all that out. This is why niggas have, what's it called? Insomnia.
Yes.
You can't sleep because you're so busy.
I'm guilty of that.
I do. I've done the same thing. When you stuff your head so full of other people's thoughts, your brain hasn't had time to process your own. So when you go to sleep, that brain is like, oh, it's quiet. Let's think about second grade.
Let me hit y'all with this bar in summation of what he's saying.
Right. Thank you for the cleanup.
99% of a person's problems come from their inability to sit in a room by themselves.
Yes.
When you're able to think about that and really understand what that means, and then realize where all these little problems and issues come within life, it begins to make a lot more sense. And that might be the therapy talking to me. Don't get me wrong.
No, you're right, though.
But I'm a big proponent in that. Big proponent in therapy. It's almost like, how on your Windows computer, because we're talking about being on computers.
Sponsor us, Bill.
Thank you. Bill Gates, please holla at me and him. We need to get that done. But there's a reason why on your PC it has a fucking trash bin.
Yep.
Clear that motherfucker.
Exactly.
There's a reason why it's easy to right click and you can reorganize how your fucking desktop looks. Clean that motherfucker. That
time is important.
What is cleanliness is next to godliness. A clean room is a clean mind. And apply that to everything in life.
I feel like at the same time, you will feel better than you've ever felt before if you just take that time. Just sit down. J. Cole said it. Meditate. Meditate. If you take the time to just think all the things that have been. This is why we procrastinate too, because we push shit to the side if you just tackle these things, the things that have been bothering you, they're not really that big of problems. You just need to sit down and address it. You'll feel so much better just sitting in silence for a little while. And you'll realize just how much bullshit takes up a huge chunk of your day and just fills your head, man. It's stressful. And it's also, this is not to say, it's difficult to be mindful all day. Have you ever tried to be, like, not use your phone all day? This shit is hard.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard.
Oh, I feel like I'm
think the whole day.
When I leave the house without my phone, I feel like I'm missing my arm.
It's tiring. Like, just to sit and think the whole.
Ain't that crazy that that's where we're at now in society?
We're that dependent.
Our phone is just as much a part of our body as our fucking lung.
You know what's some goofy shit, and it made me realize that is, I sat here the other day, because I've been really trying to do this for myself the past couple weeks.
So he's practicing what he's preaching.
I'm trying. I'm going, y'all. And that's the crazy part is I'm gonna fuck up again, and I'm gonna be right back where you guys are, and that's fine. It's part of the game. We'll all experience it. But I sat down and in silence for about 2 hours, and it made me think. I started thinking about mad shit. I started looking up videos on how to improve your posture. I started realizing I sit with a slouch and just how much that impacts.
I got scoliosis.
I was out here reading books. I started looking up on diets just from 2 hours of sitting there and not consuming content. My brain, these thoughts that lingered in the back of my head, these stresses, oh, you're not in good shape. Oh, you need to get a better job. Yep. Oh, you need to be working harder at this. They couldn't be ignored, so I had to address them.
You allow yourself to be vulnerable to your own insecurities.
Yeah, but we block them out with social media.
And if you... Exactly. If you quit trying to suppress that and just embrace it, I think a lot more change will come for you and everybody around you. I see it just within myself.
Yeah.
Just, just admitting to myself, like, you know what, I need help. And I decided to go to therapy.
Yeah.
And I see it for myself. So when I talk about it, I don't feel like I'm bullshitting, because I've been there. And I'm going to fuck up. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Let me get that clear.
Right.
But acknowledging it is the first step.
And it works like drugs. It's funny. That's the perfect segue.
Oh, my God.
If you know yourself, through that, you can know the world.
That's it.
All you need to do is sit down, just think about yourself, how you feel, what's going on in your life for a little while, and work outward from there. If you understand yourself, it's a lot easier to understand other people. I can understand this behavior when it comes to, like I'm talking about with the Kanye thing, why we obsess over celebrities. This is a thought I've had to first come to terms with for myself. I realized that I was living vicariously through these people because of the failures in my own life, and I was compensating with Kanye West, with Kid Cudi, with these celebrities, and I associated their successes with my own.
Yep.
And created this false reality.
No, I did that. I'm the biggest Joe Budden fan you will ever meet. I'm just as guilty as that as any motherfucker on this planet.
And that hurts to admit. At first, when you're thinking about it, that really hurts to admit that you ain't shit. That you ain't shit and you're living through this other person. But once you do that, it's freeing.
Oh, yeah.
You get free to this weight.
It's literally like a boulder has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now you can develop into who you're supposed to be.
You can distribute your fucks more effectively.
Yeah, there we go.
You taking your fucks.
Best way to put it.
You need to, at least for a couple days, take all your fucks and just give them to yourself.
Yeah.
For a couple days. And after you've done that for a couple days, you sat in your room marinated with your fucks.
I guarantee your self-improvement will be
on 10.
Oh, bro.
On 10.
This world.
Because you can't help it. You have no choice. Once you're sitting in silence, your choices... Because these thoughts aren't going to go away. You either deal with them, you be tormented by them,
Joe Budden bar,
or you die.
Joe Budden bar, because Mama said, wherever I'm going to go, I'm taking me with me.
Yep. You can't escape from that.
You got to live with you. And if you want to go back to the procrastination shit, another Joe Budden bar on you motherfuckers. I plan on changing my ways. I'm just procrastinating.
Bar.
The planning got to stop at some point.
Bar.
You got to move.
Right.
I guess that's what we're getting to, is that it's all about taking action. You can run your lips all day, and ideas are great. Don't get me wrong. We live off of ideas.
But they have to
ideas
be
are
by
great.
Action.
But if you're not willing to support them through action, that's like having the illest foundation for the illest house you ever saw in your life,
right,
with no living room. with no nothing on top of it. You have everything you need, but you weren't willing to build on top of it. You don't have a running water. You know what I mean? Your foundation is fire. Them bricks them came from wherever. Them are the best bricks you could find. But if you're not willing to do it and you just own the land and don't live there.
In summation, why stress about what you're not willing to change?
Exactly.
Why? Exactly. You're just suggesting. Why? You're just torturing yourself.
Mind you, I ask myself that. That's what I
every day.
That's what I use.
It hurts.
That's what I use to check myself. Like you and I always talk about this metaphorical drill sergeant that is in
the drill sergeant
that is in our head. You know, that is always checking us. You know.
Every moment of silence, he comes out.
And I feel like everybody needs that.
But boy, when you get on that YouTube, niggas hit that matrix and dodge them problems, boy. You get on YouTube watching. I watch videos. I watch Game Grumps. I watch like SciShow and all other different shit. And I matrix those problems. But you have to just address them. You have to deal with them. As funny as it seems, it's really a serious problem, man.
Okay, this brings me to another valid point. Okay, let me preface this by saying how important time is.
Okay.
Time is very important.
Right.
I was having a conversation with somebody earlier.
Okay.
And they were like, I don't understand why we just live in this world where it's all identity politics and you got to choose this side of that.
Right.
So what I said to him, I was like, well, you got to understand that most people don't have time in their day to think. Like we're stuck in the they're stuck in the rat race. So it's much easier to listen to what somebody else is telling you and fall into the group think than it is to think for yourself. And it's just like anything, people do it over and over and over, and it becomes the norm. They don't, because people are so caught in the rat race, so caught in, you know, I don't have children, but for those who do, wake up, get the kids ready, make breakfast, cook this, get their book bags ready, pack their lunches, go to work, get off work. Oh shit, I forgot to clock out. I got to go back to work. You know, there's
no time to put effort into thinking.
And that's why people like us, we have to appreciate having time to ourselves to understand what we think. You know, and I was breaking this down to a friend of mine. He was like,
that's
"Damn, bro,
yeah.
you're right." And like, I guess my understanding of that comes from my dad because he always breaks that down to me. Like, you know, we're all stuck in this rat race. That's why, you know, when you get to feeling guilty, like, damn, I haven't reached out to so-and-so in so long. We get so caught up in the bullshit that we don't take time for ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
And think about how many people we know that work 40 to 60 hours a week and got so much shit going on that it's almost easier to listen to what somebody else says and be like, you know what, I agree, so that's me.
That's a good point, but let me counter your argument here. It's because I was that guy, right? I was in college doing 24, 25 credit hours, like busting my motherfucking ass.
I remember that.
No GPA. He was out here running a business and working a part-time job, 25 to 30 hours a week. And I used to use that, like, okay, so, and I tried this back then. This is that vicious cycle because I've tried to give myself clarity of mind and mindfulness and just sit in silence. And when I did, I realized, even despite all that, how much free time I still had. Even between those moments, because we're filling them. Even that time you're taking to absorb another person's thoughts, you should be sitting back and ruminating on your own.
You know, that's
your drive to work.
I'm grateful that you just did that because that basically just it almost made me sound like I was giving those people an excuse.
Because when I say I'm busy, I'm lying. I realize that. Look, I'm never that busy. I'm going to be honest with you. There's always time. Some people are legitimately busy like that.
We fake busy all the time. I ain't going front to y'all.
And even I'll turn some shit that's not busy and it's not out of malice or anything like that. It's just I'm filling my head with something else.
Your time is your time.
It's my excuse. It's my excuse. But I'll tell you this, man, that I can always make that time to call family, friends. It's just I choose not to, and I choose to give it to social media. I choose.
That's what it comes down to.
Everybody who's listening, I tell you this right now, man. Most of the time, I tell you niggas I'm busy. I'm giving my time to social media or some other bullshit. It's just the fact of the matter. Don't even be upset with me because you do it too. It's not because I don't like you. It's just because that shit's more entertaining at the moment.
That's
I'm sorry.
It's true though. That's what has my attention. And I'm not willing to give up on that to give you these 5, 10, 15, some of y'all 2 hours on the phone. I'm not willing to give that up.
And you need to hold me accountable. hold me accountable and hold the people in your lives, and more importantly, hold yourselves accountable when you catch yourself doing shit like that. Because I have friends, I'm not going to say any name, female friends who live far away, who never seem to have the time.
Get these bars out.
And listen,
we know who you are.
Time isn't given. Time is made.
And managed.
So make time, bitch.
Make time.
Make time. What the fuck else is going on this week?
Oh my God, J. Cole album.
Oh my God. KOD?
Kids on drugs, boy.
What the fuck else did he say it stood for?
Killing
our dreams.
Killing our demons, bro.
Killing our demons.
Yes.
There we go. So what do we think about the album?
Oh my God, where do you want to start, bro?
Boy, why does the internet seem to go so hard on J. Cole?
Okay,
it's like it's trendy now to kind of
J. Cole fans today. J. Cole fans today get treated like Joe Budden fans back in the day got treated.
For those who aren't familiar with
that's
Joe
what I'm
Budden,
starting to see. Now break that down for them.
Joe Budden was definitely like the artisanal hip hop back in the day, because Joe Budden was Drake before Drake, except Joe Budden wasn't making pop hits. Joe Budden was recording some of the most real, honest, raw music. Sometimes the quality was questionable recording wise, but lyrically,
of which he'll admit, he ain't get none of that shit mixed. All those mood musics, none of that.
I gotta fire shots at him, but
go ahead.
Lyrically,
I just shooting him, Bell.
It was some of the most dense and meaningful music out here.
Yes.
And niggas used to laugh at Joe Budden fans because they would get the same thing J. Cole gets now. It's boring. Don't nobody want to listen to that. I don't want to have to think when I'm listening to my music.
Yep. You have to be a certain kind of individual. You know what's crazy? Where I see the glaring difference in that is, I hate to even get this personal, but it's just facts. My little brother, okay, mind you, he's 14. His favorite rappers are Joyner Lucas and NF.
Really?
That more like personal, like
right.
You know, that type of music where I like to take pride in that and think that he gets that from me.
I would agree.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say so.
And my sister is more like, the other day I was in the car with them, and you must turn on some shit. Or my brother, damn, bleep that. He turned on some shit. He turned on some shit, and my sister immediately went to, damn, bro, turn this depressing ass shit off.
Right. Oh, okay.
And I just remember people saying that to me.
He gets that from you.
You know, where like, you know, and I don't know, clear as day. It's a crazy moment when you see pieces of yourself and your siblings or your family.
And it's good because you pass down pieces that you think are positive to the young man. So I would be proud. I would take pride in that.
I do.
I think it's just silly that just because somebody isn't rapping about things that are pertinent in your life, I could see why some people might not want to listen to J. Cole at the moment, because you're not in that place.
Yeah.
If I was a young boy, when I was a young boy and like 14 and 15, I was listening to deep depressing shit.
He even said it on 1985. Like, he was like, what'd he say? Money, pussy, parties. I was on the same thing.
Of course, it's understandable.
You got to give a boy a chance to grow something. Like, you know what I mean?
Nobody's even mad at the young cats. I'm gonna be honest, and
I'm not.
For you old heads.
I totally changed my feelings on that fucking XXX Tentacion, dude.
He's good.
Oh my God,
bro. A lot of these young boys are good, man. I used to be one of those cats too, strictly hip hop heads who were like, if it ain't Nas, if it ain't Cole, if it ain't Kendrick.
Those are the purists. Those are the hip hop. I think we both were caught in that so heavy back in the day.
This was before even Cole and Kendrick.
Yeah.
If it ain't Talib Kweli, if it ain't Black Star, if it ain't Andre 3000,
if it ain't Joe, if it ain't Slaughterhouse
Technique, exactly.
It's whack, you know. I think it comes with age and maturity and life experience. I guess that's why it was so great to me that my little brother was picked up on that at such an early age. Because at about 14 was when I got into Joe. You know, that was maybe a little earlier, maybe 12, 13. But around that age, just even though you don't quite understand it,
right.
As you get older, you know, when you go back
really
and listen to a song, you're like, wow, almost like watching a movie over.
Yeah.
You know, and you pick up on things that you didn't pick up on before.
Because you couldn't. You weren't capable of it. We just get so caught up now especially to us, I will classify myself, hip-hop heads, especially you people who are still kind of stubborn, fuck the new school music, is we start thinking that everybody should live by our rules and our perspective on life. And some of these young cats just want to have fun, man.
Yeah, they don't gotta let them.
They don't want to hear about introspective shit and problems, financial problems, taxes.
That I understand. At that age, you don't want to listen to that.
I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, we didn't want to hear that at that age.
Exactly.
I mean, but with age and maturity, your taste changed.
If I was 14 and J. Cole dropped that folding clothes record when I was 14.
This is trash. My mom folds my clothes for me. What are you talking about, boy?
Exactly. And that was off the last album, not the current one. But just to give a point of reference, I completely understand. I'm not mad at you cats. Feel how you feel. This goes back to our Kanye conversation. Stop associating yourself with music on a personal level. If it means something to you, it does. If it means something different to somebody else, fuck it. That's just what it is. I thought the shit was dope.
Yeah, you can identify with the person, but try not to embody them.
Exactly. That's Benji your own clean up.
No, because you lose sense of self.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you know how depressive Joe Budden can get.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in Joe Budden mood, you knew it.
Boy.
When I was in Joe Budden mood, you knew it.
I wish I could tell these stories.
You knew
this
it.
Man, Ben.
Go ahead, tell
Back when Benji used to drop bars, Benji used to send me some of the darkest, most depressing, most introspective records that you will never hear, by the way.
Ever.
You don't want to hear them. You really don't want to hear them because they're too real. And number one, all of them made me cry. They made me sad. I can't listen to Benji back then because I had to be in a specific mood because Benji would make you sad, and Benji was the embodiment of a Joe Budden fan.
Yeah, totally. And that was me. I was I don't even want to preface it with the word like victim, but I was running with the influence.
And look at me.
That was my
Back in the day when Benji and I first started rapping on the Rock Band mic, all I used to listen to is Common.
I love these
Kanye
stories.
West, all those cats, Consequence, Black Star, even some Dipset. And I go in the studio. Me and Benji are right.
Mind you, this was my bedroom. We had two old-ass computers
the quote-unquote
set
studio.
up. The quote-unquote studio, like all the rappers claim to have with the fucking...
Recording on Audacity
with Audacity, a Rock Band mic, using
shitty auto-tune.
Using fucking shitty auto-tune.
Boy, if any of these tracks leak, I'm done.
We over, bro.
I'm done.
If y'all ever get them Gmails, it's over with.
But, so I come to the studio, I write... That's when... I wrote a page and a half straight, no spaces, straight bars. Benji looks at it, hears me rap it, he laughs. He goes, bro, don't nobody want to hear you sounding like Common.
I thought I was hard, too.
Destroyed my confidence.
Yeah, and I felt really bad because as we got older, it was kind of funny how the shoe came on the other foot. But with maturity came understanding.
But that was a good point that Benji made, is because I listened to so much of this type of music. I started to associate myself with it. And this is why rap is good nowadays, because you get smart cats like 2 Chainz, right, who can do dumb trap rap. It's not even dumb. It's very talented.
Yeah, very.
2 Chainz is an intelligent guy, but he's an artist, and an artist has to know how to separate himself from his work. And how the fuck are the artists out here able to separate themselves from their work better than you are?
Boom! Oh my God!
I just don't understand.
Put a flex bomb right there. Ooh. Oh my God! God damn!
I'm just saying, man, and that's what I think. As an artist, I think that's what has helped myself improve, man. Is you just learn to rap outside yourself.
Yeah, and you almost have to relearn how to have fun again.
Yeah. How to have fun doing shit that you don't like.
As shitty as that is to say, you have to relearn and reteach yourself how to have fun again. Because for a long time there, I believe both you and I was so caught up in, oh shit, we're behind, we got to be here, we got to do this, that we kind of...
That comparison.
We fell out of love with the process. Back to this love the process bullshit.
We fell out of love
with
ourselves
bullshit,
too, man.
And you have to... It sounds even corny to say, but return to the root of what started this all. I remember when we was just rapping for nothing. You remember when we did that 9-hour freestyle just to see how long?
In the basement, we would just rap.
Just to see how long we could rap. I can't remember the last time we did that out of the love of rap, because we became so concerned with, if we do this,
perception, how it's going to look.
How's it going to look to other people? How are we going to brand this? How are we going to sell this? We became the label. And stop being the artist, And once that clicked in my brain, bro, I started looking at everything different, every aspect of my life.
Yeah,
I started, it was like, damn, did I lose track of my appreciation for things that made me who I am?
You just don't realize how deeply you get infected by certain things until you see it in other people. For me, like, I started seeing it in other people, and it made me look at myself like, damn, am I like this? And I looked, and once I realized it was in myself, like you said, I just started seeing all these other areas where it's like, damn, I'm losing appreciation. I'm not taking care of my body. I'm not taking care of my mind. I'm not enjoying music. I'm not enjoying photography and all these other things that I do. You get caught up.
Yeah, caught up in the bullshit. You forget why you fell in love with it. Why do you always? And how I know that it's real is because it's a bug that will never go away, regardless of how many times I tell myself, I'm done making music.
Right.
I'm done battle rapping. You still catch, like when I come over here at this undisclosed location, even though I have
the bank,
even though I haven't put out music in probably 4 or 5 years.
New Benji Nemo coming soon.
Yeah, new Benji Nemo. Damn, I'd love to hear that. But with Joe Budden's nephew doing it, that'd be fire. But yeah, like, I stopped doing that, and still I catch myself coming over here. I'll catch a vibe, boom, we got a hook.
Back
you know what I mean? Like,
it's
a bug that don't go away. Similar to, I have to go into this. You Pittsburgh motherfuckers.
Oh, damn. I am a Pittsburgh fan. What the fuck?
No. I'm not talking about, hold on.
Oh, okay. You're talking about, okay. I got you. This is in the battle rap.
Before I go into any of this, I just want to say.
Preface this. Yeah, explain the situation to the viewers who aren't indoctrinated.
There's a battle league.
Shit.
There's a battle league that I was on one time. No Chill Battle League. Shout out to you guys.
Way back in the day.
Yeah, not really. It was like 2 years ago, maybe a year.
Back in the day.
That's back in the day. Now shit moves so fast. That was that was back in the day. You right? Damn,
that was generations ago.
Made me feel old as shit. But yeah, so shout out to C. Shout out to everybody over there that runs that. I appreciate the opportunity. But I forgot even what brought me to this. But what was it? Yesterday, I seen a battle. Some guy brings my name up. Sir Robert Rose. He's been to Toledo before.
And then what?
He's battled here twice. He had a line in there that says something about something, and you fickle dummy. Benji Nemo putting dollars in his pocket. I'll cripple money. And I was like, yo, that was fire.
Just to preface this, for those who don't know, Benji has cerebral palsy.
I forgot. I totally forgot that whole part.
It just affects his walk a little bit.
Yeah, I have a little case of cerebral palsy. I walk like I'm drunk all the time.
I forget all the time.
Don't be mad at me because I walk like I'm having fun, and you got to drink to walk that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm having fun. But yeah, that was just one of those things. But I appreciated it because obviously that one battle I had enough of an impact to where I became part of the punchline. I don't care.
You just have to make an impact, man.
Yeah, I don't care that.
And you had fun, so that's all that matters.
That was the second time somebody took a shot at me.
Yep.
Another motherfucker, fucking Steve Spann, who's been here. The only reason I'm dropping these names is because I want to bring all this shit together. Like I'm not trying to choose teams or nothing. I want people to become aware of these things, But Steve Spann had a bar, some about 9 with the rubber grip handle. I empty clips. Yeah, I'm small but short busting like Benji whip, which was a bar.
That's fire.
I'm a little retarded, short bus. It's a bar. That's fire. That's a bar. That's fucking.
But it shows your relevance in the game.
Yeah, and but
your own people's mind.
Most people will get mad at that and start lashing out. Get on Instagram. Oh,
that's a compliment.
To me, it's a compliment because you're talking about me. Even though it's not in the best light, I don't care.
That means you thought about me.
Yeah.
You were doing something else, I popped into your head 2 years down the line.
Exactly.
2 years down the line, you were doing something that was of such little significance to you that you had to bring my name up and throw it back in there, which means I take the W because for that moment, I was more significant in your life than you were, bitch.
There we go. See, I ain't even got to say it. That's why I got motherfuckers like him.
Bitch.
You know what I'm saying? Bitch.
Bitch.
What now, bitch? So what do we do? Do we go straight into this Bill Cosby shit?
Oh, that nigga's done.
Oh my god,
Bill Cosby's gonna die.
They are cooking his shit, boy. Oh my god,
that's another thing.
You want to tell them what happened today?
Okay, so Bill Cosby was convicted on 3 counts of aggravated assault and what is ostensibly rape. Bill Cosby took the pussy from 3 different women. Well, he took the pussy from like 20 bitches in the past.
It's up there.
Look, when I say bitches, I mean women. You ladies are to be respected, and by no way do you deserve what could have happened. I just mean as a general term for women. I apologize if anyone is offended. Now these bitches,
clean up crew.
These 20 bitches who was raped allegedly. Cosby was fine. They had dropped the cases. He had either paid them off. Now 3, which were more recent. Which were more recent. They got his ass.
They got him.
First was a mistrial, and what happens after mistrials is it tends to lead to a conviction. So they retried him. Bill Cosby was just found guilty of 3 counts of aggravated sexual assault.
What they give him? What the bid look like?
It's looking like 10 to 30.
Woo!
Bill Cosby is 80 years old, and he is gonna die in prison.
Oh yeah, he dead.
He's done. He's done. You might as well flee the country.
Yeah, you gonna die behind them bars.
And Bill Cosby got to snapping in court. That's how you know he was sick.
Ooh.
So they were setting the bail, right?
He got defensive? Hold on.
Let me tell you what Bill Cosby said. So they were talking about setting Bill Cosby's bail in court, and the prosecutor was arguing that Bill Cosby was a flight risk given to the fact that he owned a private jet. Right? So you could just fly the fuck out of the country. Bill Cosby stands up, old ass, allegedly blind nigga, shouts, "He doesn't have a private jet, you asshole." Bill Cosby said asshole.
Whoa. The guy that demonized other comedians for having dirty comedy?
Yes.
That guy? Yeah. The guy that demonized hip hop and said, pull up your pants?
Yep.
That guy?
Yep.
No way.
3 counts of rape. You guys sided with Mr. Cosby. This goes back to the Oprah conversation. Okay. Nobody's perfect, so when you start associating yourself with these niggas, when the dirt comes out, don't be surprised, because they're people too. Just in all the weird shit you do when you're by yourself.
It will come out.
All the weird shit. Like, let's just look at. I'm looking at myself. I'm speaking to myself right now. Look at all the weird shit you do when you're alone that you don't tell anybody about. Now imagine your idol. They do the same thing. They're weird. They're creepy. They're freaky as fuck when nobody's watching. So stop putting them on a pedestal, because they're just people. They're gross, they shit, and their vaginas get infections just like yours.
Just like yours. Bros, it's really smell like doo-doo.
So Bill Cosby, I mean,
hey,
look.
Hey, I'm happy. This motherfucker getting what he deserves.
He deserves it.
He getting what he deserves.
Do you see people on Facebook talking about how the justice system is rigged? How Bill Cosby going to jail? But what about what was the dude?
Weinstein?
Yeah. What about Weinstein? Lest you niggas forget that R. Kelly is walking around here free with a sex cult. He pissed on a girl.
The motherfucking Pied Piper himself.
I saw the tape. Allegedly twice.
The cumpy cum? The cumpy cum.
Yes, where he urinated. Then came, then urinated again.
Oh my
on a
God!
14-year-old
How much water do you think?
Girl.
How much water do you think he drank?
I don't know what type of technique it takes to come on a chick. Because listen,
that's a different ballgame.
When I'm trying to pee with an erect penis, I gotta lean back like a sumo wrestler.
Oh yeah, just get your distance right.
Yeah, and then it hurts. So I'm genuinely amazed that he was able to do that. But regardless of that, stop it. OJ got away with murder and then wrote a book about it, and R. Kelly pissed on someone on tape and got away with it too. Now, that's not to say the justice system isn't biased away from African Americans at some point, but in this particular case, Bill Cosby deserves to go to fucking jail.
There we go. 2 more things that have just a segue off of this. 2 more things. Same thing. We're back in court. Russell Simmons, co-founder of Def Jam.
Can you explain that situation for the viewers and for me? Because I'm not too fully abreast.
Okay, so apparently some lady accused him of doing some shit. Whatever.
Right.
Raping her, molesting her, whatever. You know, from back in the day, back in the 90s.
With the territory.
Everybody was whatever.
Yeah, the atmosphere was different.
Yeah, so
Quaaludes was normal.
Exactly. And that's not justifying anything that allegedly happened. We're just stating the climate that they were in at the time.
Thank you.
He was found not guilty, and he's free. I don't know whether they settled out of court or whatever the thing was, but I do know that they found some sort of text messages between both parties where she sent him nudes after she said that the alleged rape had occurred, which then cleared him on all charges.
Of course, because it creates a contradiction. Why are you sending me nudes after I allegedly raped you?
Cleared him. And then The second thing I wanted to get to was Meek Mill out on bond.
I know nothing about this situation. Meek Mill is out?
Yeah, he's free.
Shout out to
he's
Meek
on
Mill,
bond. He's
man.
still on probation.
Live your best life.
Yeah, he's still on probation. So pray for Meek. Still, you
should have dropped that collab with that judge, Meek.
Oh my god, yeah, you should have did that, bro. I definitely would have. What'd she do? One of them remake a Boys and Men record?
Bro, that shit would have been fired. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I definitely would have did that.
Taylor Swift out here remixing classics like September. You can remix a little Boys to Men.
Oh yeah, he could have did it. But needless to say, Meek's out on bond. He's still on his probation. They're working right now to get that lifted because the arresting officer that arrested him when he was 19 years old was when he caught the original charge of which he's on probation for, had been caught by internal affairs and now is seen as a dirty cop.
Damn, this shit goes deep.
Yeah, which
so they can file for a mistrial.
Yeah, which then means all the cases that forgive me for not knowing his name. But all the cases that the Officer Dickhead was involved in are now being thrown out.
Oh,
but for some,
shout out to Meek Mill. God works.
Exactly.
Fuck Nicki Minaj. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, he did. He definitely fucked Nicki. But it's what
Meek is free. Shout out to you.
It's God's plan. Ironic.
Meek is gonna come back though. Meek, if Meek is a chronic,
I can't wait, bro.
Right? But one thing that man does well is rap. God, you cannot take that away from Meek Mill. He is a hell of a rapper, regardless of the situation.
That 1942 flows fire. That shit was fire, dude. He even had this shit with Joyner Lucas. I think it was like a mashup that they did. I forget the name of the record, but I just played it like 3 days ago. We need Meek.
Do we think Joyner has staying power in the game? Because Joyner Lucas is like Macklemore, but good.
Oh yeah. I never thought about it like that.
He's tackling every track he drops is tackling some type of issue.
Yeah.
And let's be clear, Joyner Lucas is capitalizing on shock, right?
Yeah.
This is part of the game. Joyner Lucas' strategy is to talk about some shit that's either shocking or killing another rapper's beats.
Strategic.
Both of which, it's very strategic. I don't blame him. I don't think it's just a matter of fact that is his strategy.
I don't think he himself will deny that.
Yeah, of course. But we see what happened to Macklemore, where eventually shit starts to get corny. Yeah.
Well, see, now let me counter that with saying, even though that is true, everything that you said is true, he has recently stepped outside of his comfort zone, of which we've come to believe anyway, and did records with, he did one with Chris Brown, the Stranger Things, still on that rap, still on that, but it adds another element. It adds Chris Brown. You can't go wrong with Chris Brown.
And to be fair to Ben's point, his last album, which is The Phone Number, I'm not gonna fucking remember because of course not.
All I know is the area code is 508.
His last album had quite a few tracks that were bangers.
What was it? Happy Birthday?
That shit was where he gave the chick mad VDs in the song. No.
That was where he had the kid, and he was rapping about basically how these young parents are now, and rapping. He's rapping to his kid, talking about how he kind of took his life away from him. Now I have to give up on all this because I have to be a dad, and basically spoke on a lot of real issues that I'm pretty sure young parents go through. I'm not one myself. I'm not young, nor am I a parent anymore.
That's a parent.
Yeah, that's definitely a parent.
Bars. I'm not having any kids anytime soon.
I don't think so.
Lots of our generation should not be having kids. Let's be honest. This is the worst time to have kids ever, I believe.
I'm not having kids conversation. Let me just give y'all a bit of my real life for a second. A lady that I work
Benji, the baby mama magnet.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh, I don't know what the fuck I did to where the universe just decides to let's just send all the women with already 3 bundles of joy.
Oh yeah.
To your fucking door.
That's what babies love, Ben. I don't know what.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know if I give off dad vibes or what, but it's fucking weird. But this lady at work comes up to me, right? And she's, we're having a regular conversation. Yeah, just at an anonymous workplace, and we're having normal conversation, just help, passing time.
Right.
She asked me if I had any kids. I said no. And she said, well, why don't you have kids? And I said, well, if I'm gonna make a permanent lifetime decision, it's not gonna be on accident.
Ooh, and that hurt. And I know that hurt.
I felt like I could feel it. She didn't really say it, but you know how you could just the vibe just changed. Her jaw kind of repositioned a little bit, and I was like, "Damn, am I a little too harsh with my truth?"
Nah, what happened is you just hit her in a place that she secretly believed about herself, so it fucked her up. She knew. Listen, as parents,
and mind you, I didn't even mean to go there. It was just,
you weren't malicious. You were just speaking the truth. I think parents need to admit sometimes you don't like your kids and sometimes you wish you didn't have them. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
There's not, because
you're a human.
Because you don't know how many people I know that, don't get me wrong, they're great moms and dads, but
they love their kids.
They love their kids so much that they lose a sense of self.
I think that's true. I know a lot of people like that, and that shit is scary to me. You feel like you can't relate to a motherfucker anymore.
And I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just,
of course not.
It's just facts.
If
it's
you chose
shit that I
kids,
see.
It's a wonderful thing. I just think you should be honest with yourself. Just going back to the point we made earlier, it's just, look, I feel like you can hold conflicting emotions. Like, you could love your kids, and sometimes you wish you didn't have them, and that's fine.
Just like you can love Kanye, and sometimes you can be like, fuck him.
But all you gotta do is just admit that to yourself, but you don't want to do that. Like, it's not okay to not like your kid. Kids are shitty. I have family members that I love dearly that I don't like sometimes. I have best friends. Benji's my homie. We had this conversation. Shit was hilarious. He said this to me.
Go ahead. I know.
My nigga Benji was too real.
Go ahead.
He said, "Oh, bro, I love you." He's like, I love you. I remember how we landed today. He's like, "Bro, I love you. I have all the love in the world, but sometimes I don't like you."
And that was true.
And these are facts. And you can't take stuff like that personally.
And I think that's what makes us better friends. Because instead of doing it behind each other's backs,
it's honesty.
We do it in front of each other.
Because you're not going to like anybody all the time. I don't like my family all the time.
Even if you don't call it honesty and call me whatever you want, you know what it is? It's my version of honest.
Lives your truth. Because once somebody tells you their truth, you have two choices. You either leave or fucking deal with it. And if you stay and complain, and that person has already told you how they feel, you're a fucking nincompoop.
Yep.
And you deserve to be slapped in your shit.
You have to be open to accepting how somebody feels and either walk away or grow from it.
But
two choices.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a perfect place to end this episode on. I hope you got a lot of knowledge. I know this episode was a little more.
Hold on, I feel like we missing something.
What are we missing?
I don't know. Something happened, bro, and we fucking missing it. And I feel like if we put this out,
wait,
and we missing it.
Wait, hold on. Let's talk about Charlamagne the God.
Woo! Okay, yep.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Hold on.
Kanye West creates this huge wave of animosity.
We started on Kanye and we're going to end on Kanye.
That's right. Full circle.
See how we did that?
Charlamagne, noticeably so on The Breakfast Club, and people have been giving him shit about this, hasn't spoken about the Kanye issue.
Yeah.
And to give you some background, Charlamagne went out to see Kanye.
At his office.
Flew out. They had an in-depth conversation. Charlamagne was allowed to listen to a bunch of Kanye's music, came back, told that information on The Breakfast Club. So, of course...
Very limited.
So, of course, people are going to start saying Charlamagne is compromised. Yeah. Charlamagne has been surprisingly quiet on this Kanye West shit.
He's waiting on the interview to come out.
Today,
it's coming
he gave himself Donkey of the Day and just said...
Very honorable.
Wait till the facts come out, which I think is good, because Charlamagne's a genius, because Charlamagne is willing to take a temporary L for a huge gain.
Yeah.
When this interview comes out, boy...
Ooh, I can't wait, bro. I'm excited.
This might be the most viewed interview of all time. Shit might hit a billion.
Honestly, that played a big part in me withholding judgment on Kanye, because I want to give him the opportunity to speak his piece.
Yeah. Or to speak the facts of the situation.
Yeah, to speak his side, because for me to go overboard and rant on social media, what does that accomplish? If I'm not getting his side of the story, what does that make me? If I'm not willing to listen to what this person has to say,
right?
Knowing that it's coming, mind you,
exactly.
Knowing that it's coming,
come to these preconceived notions,
and I still make those judgments. What does that make me? And
then if you can look at literally the maybe 50 to 100 tweets that Kanye has put out in the past 4 fucking days.
Oh my god!
You can see that Kanye's kind of erratic, and he's pretty terrible at explaining himself historically.
You can clearly tell it's promo time.
Oh, it's definitely promo time.
And let me just say, all them little album dates that he put out, I don't think any of those are going to be released on those days. Maybe within a week or two, but I don't think it will be on them days.
I just feel like we're going to have to see. Because I'm not going to believe it till I see it.
Yeah,
but all you anti-Kanye niggas, I guess you won't be enjoying any albums, baby. Because we canceled Kanye, right? You niggas canceled Kanye. And if I catch one of you fucking pro-black BLM motherfuckers talking about cancel Kanye and then listen to his album, I'm snatching the headphones out of your ear and I'm strangling you right on the streets with it.
And that's word. Motherfucker. I'm glad we did that. I knew we was forgetting something.
Thank you.
And I had to get to it. Shout out to Charlemagne.
Shout out to
people could say that he's compromised and all, say whatever they want.
Right.
But if I was in his position, I would have did the same thing. Because see, the move was different this time. You remember when Yeezus came out and Kanye had the whole meltdown between Sway and the Breakfast Club, and the communication was off. Well, this time, Kanye must have learned something, because he knew this time, before the rollout, before all this shit started happening, he needed an ally.
I feel like Ebro's definitely compromised, though.
Oh, yeah.
Ebro seems like he's one of those industry friend-ass niggas. Like,
to me, I hate to even say this, but to me, Ebro was compromised the minute he stayed at Hot 97, but took a job at Apple Music. So he has two shows.
Which sounds like a conflict of interest.
And the guy that he works very closely with alongside Peter Rosenberg.
Yep.
Same thing. He's on the anti-Kanye. Kanye don't care about black people, which George W.
He's the radio
George W. Bush should tweet that out right now. Kanye
West doesn't care about black people? Boy,
if you're listening, please, I wish
President
you would tweet
Bush,
that out.
former President Bush.
And while I'm on President George W. Bush, rest in peace to his father's wife, who recently passed away. I have to get to that. I didn't know either one of them, but just it's rest in peace.
Yeah, it's a human being that died, man, regardless of their political stance. Like if Donald Trump got shot today,
my bad, y'all. I did not expect to even go there. That was just
this has been kind of a more introspective podcast anyway. So if you're still here, shout out to you. If this made you feel some type of way about yourself, fuck you. Nah, I'm glad you're still here though. But you should really take some time to think about what the fuck we've been talking about.
Please do, and as we listen to ourselves too.
Exactly. We're gonna listen to this whole episode immediately after this shit stops and tear it to pieces.
And we will. And that has been Factual Fiction.
Episode Infinite 2 plus 2. Back in the game, bitch. See you next week.
2 consecutive. Bitch.
I wonder what's gonna happen before then.
Oh no. Will we make it to 3?
Nigga, listen, I don't even want to know.
I don't know, bud. See y'all next week.